Stay tuned for tonight's adventure with the Fat Man.
Okay, here we go. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time of day it is. I hope it's good to be where you are because I'm really excited to be here today. My name is Baltimore Fats, and this is the conclusion of Psyop City. Okay, so this is something that came to me while I was concluding my research for what was part two, and so I hope you enjoy this one, guys. Okay, and so doing my due diligence for that part two, right, I read this article all the way through and read through to the comments. There were some comments that were left. And now I'm not even really going to read the comment, but this guy comments that the writers of the article got it wrong in what scanners are. Right? He corrects them. They're not police, but officers of spaceships. And he gets a response, right, from Jeanette der Bedrosian. And this name is driving me crazy. Jeanette der Bedrosian. Bed of Roses, right? I don't know. But she's with Johns Hopkins Magazine, right? And she wants to know if they could print his comment. And so I was like, why would you want to print a correction, in your magazine? I mean, I could see your webpage, maybe make a little disclaimer or correction or something like that, but to print this comment in their magazine, it's like, well, who are the writers? What did they get, how did they get that wrong? I mean, it seems like if you were a fan of Cordwainer Smith's and had read the stories, that you would know what scanners were or weren't. Right? And so the writers are this Jeffrey Urtenkauf, right, from Ball Aerospace and Technologies. That kind of makes sense, right? Aerospace and Technologies. He could be a fan of the science fiction, and those early sci-fi writers and whatnot, and he could have read Cordwainer Smith. And then so the other writer is Ashley Stimpson, a freelance writer from Bloomberg School of Public Health. And that made me think, I had to do a double take. I was like, the School of Public Health? This is an article about Paul Linebarger, master of psychological warfare. So, is this a subtle way of reinforcing that public health is psychological warfare? Where is it? Here, public. So I was like, let's take a look at the School of Public Health. All right, here we go. And the School of Public Health has a molecular microbiology and immunology. I mean, so that's covering, these are, it's physiological changes they're making to the human body disguised as science, or in the guise of science, right? And they have the Johns Hopkins Center for Gun Policy and Research, right? The Institute for Global Tobacco Control. And now I'm thinking about this in terms of psychological warfare, right? Public health is psychological warfare, right? Right? And they have a commitment to Baltimore. The Public Health Psychological Warfare Department has a commitment to Baltimore, and they're working toward health and social justice in Baltimore. Of course they are. Here they are! I mean, I don't know that this is all of them or anything, but this is the picture. This is the picture they give us for the Johns Hopkins School of Public Health, Nursing, and Medicine. And I'm looking at this picture, and I'm going, man, there's something really wrong with this picture. There's only two guys. There's one guy back here and one guy back here. They're hidden way in the back, right? And now I have to make all apologies here. That may be a guy. I just can't tell. But two definite dudes back here. But that's it. I mean, you would talk about a lack of diversity. This is supposed to be public health and social justice. And it doesn't take much when you go through and read the programs and things that they're up to. And now you filter through the idea that, people from these programs are writing articles about the master of psychological warfare. It's a head scratcher, isn't it? Right? I mean, you just go through this webpage, and I'll link it. Hopefully I'll link it. Right? They have social justice efforts, student engagement programs. Big into the. And it doesn't take much looking through here to see, especially filtering it through, putting it through that psychological warfare prism, because everything is spectroscopy. They have learning courses so you can learn about your new public health and social justice. Right, and then look at just the names that they, the titles that they give these things, right? Children in crisis, pay attention, donate, social justice efforts, right? They have student programs, again, teaching these new social justices, right? Here's our future, folks. There they are. See, I'm like looking at this, I'm like, which one is the next CIA psychological warfare expert? And so you get to the bottom, right? You can learn more about them, about source, right? And here's their symbol. And I don't know, doesn't take too much of a stretch of the imagination to see the sixes in this, in this shutter symbol, right? Not at all. The source, and it's like a vortexy kind of thing. Source. And so when I was cruising around and looking through this, I found this. It's the Bloomberg American Health Summit from 2019, right? And they have 36 photos, 274 views. It happened like 2 or 3 weeks ago. And I'm sure we'll see the date somewhere in here. All right. So, to me, I look at this, I go, not even all the people who went to this thing looked at this Flickr page. All right. But this was the American Health Summit 2019. And the 36 pictures you get from it. Lots of smiles in front of rainbow targets. All right, they're talking, but what are they talking about? Where's this? I mean, what in these series of images is telling me that they're working towards social justice and public health? I don't see, I don't see any of that going on. Selfies. All right, it's unbelievable. Maybe they do a better job with the video. I don't know. But I was curious more to look at the stills versus the video. I didn't watch the video at all because video could be so easily manipulated. They could edit it down and make it seem way more dramatic and powerful than it really was, over the course of this evening or whatever weekend this conference took place or whatever. I mean, that's not even Maryland or Baltimore. What? All right, but anyway, so I mean, you guys get the idea with that one, I'm sure, right? And then so on the other side of it, Jeffrey Urtenkopf. All right, Ball Aerospace. All right, so let's take a look at Ball Aerospace, and this webpage is crazy. All right, so you can't move anywhere without it going up. I was like, who does this? Is Ball Aerospace? They're $1 billion company, and they can't get a user-friendly design on their webpage. Look at this. Look at this picture. Can I even get on it? Jeez. Yeah. That's what they're selling, right? Along with military tech. All right? It's unbelievable. And look at their programs. Deep Impact. X-ray observatory. Cosmos, Discover, Deep Impact. their Hubble Space Telescope is a program for them. Just kind of, just a slightly different use of the word, slightly add a little different context. See, this webpage drives me crazy. Somebody's money at work here. Jeez Louise. All right. Yeah. The Hubble Space Telescope as a program. And their markets, defense and intelligence, space, science, electronic warfare. Right? And this is tied in to an article about a man who was the master of psychological warfare. And so aerospace and a lot of what this technology is part of psychological warfare. And what a lot of our public health programs and things like this are part of psychological warfare. I mean, it's absolutely crazy. The media, as I'm showing with the, I guess because I was so Baltimore centric, but I mean, the propaganda is everywhere in those Baltimore Suns. And, and I've shared some stuff with Mary that I'll get to eventually in the show that go back to the 1830s, them setting the stage with this stuff. I mean, it's unbelievable. 1840s, rather, right? 1840s, I think that was. Mary Amdra will correct me. But yeah, I mean, just amazing if you just follow some of these things through the connections, and so, connecting aerospace and public health and social justice to Paul Linebarger, author of the book on psychological warfare, right? And how these things and aspects of these things are psychological warfare. Yeah, just unbelievable. Okay, so I think that's going to wrap it up for PsyOp City. I hope you enjoyed this one, and until the next one, cheers.